Alright, let's see what Mellow Melon's got going on. Keep in mind, everybody, the Glass Movers is not beta access, so if you win and you're not in the beta, then you won't be able to use it. But if you win and you're not in the beta, let me know, and I'll just give you a 7-day key and re-roll. Easiest way to go. Oh, that's kind of loud out there. You don't need to hear that, Blender. Alright. So let's check this place out. What's new with it? What's good with it? What's interesting? What's awesome? What's exciting? First off, it looks like I've got the regeneration bug, so let me handle that first. An hour and 35 minutes, White Bandit. Bayou Bob, yeah. Items to just equip it and just completely be able to breathe underwater would definitely be really helpful. I really honestly don't care too much for the idea of drowning, especially because I really like the water arena. Mermaid scales. That, I don't know. That sounds more like a swim speed item. I think you're talking more like the I don't know, gills of some sort of fish. No, Catchy, I pee on you. P-E-O-N. It was a joke from earlier. Peon. Someone was saying. Ah, never mind. Oh, broken. Hold on. 1 second, everybody. You know, like peasants and peons. Well, that's Warcraft, actually, but. Indeed, Pantera. Indeed. Yeah, Serial. Sci-fi rebreathers would be cool. Yeah, Mello. If I just don't move for a moment, I should be able to safely stand here. They said it's an order of operations thing. They did the putting yourself in location in the wrong order, I guess. But hey, that's fine. Oh, fuck you. Mellow! Mellow! Press F to revive. Mellow! 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 Press F to revive. Mellow! Oh, I'm not dead, huh? Well. Great. One more try. One more try and I'm coming from the hub. Says I have no health bar and I'm not dead. The reason why the sound was freaking out there is because you can do that while it's loading in. You can control your character while the game's loading in. Like during that loading screen, you actually have camera control. You just have this blocker visually preventing you from seeing what's actually going on, and that blocker is basically the loading screen. If that loading screen wasn't showing, you would be able to see what's going on as the world is being built, basically. And the other thing is, I know I've got more than enough health to sustain 1,000 damage here anyway. That caused my health and energy to, or health and armor to jump in really weird ways. Can I move? Looks like I can move. Nice. No, Mello, it's not fixed. It's just working right now. So, are you planning to replace these with the rope props at some point, or are you pretty much gonna keep it with the thatch, or even switch it up for fabric? What's your plan for the rope bridge here? Because we liked your rope bridge, but now that we have rope as a material, I'm wondering, you could probably do something really fancy with it. So, what you gonna do? I don't know if Milo, are you in the chat room here, or are you just in game? So definitely trying to figure out ways to stream delay took a while to answer. It's fine. Yeah, definitely. I would recommend trying to replace the bridge segments with rope, however you can. Or I mean the thatch area rather with rope. Definitely make it look a lot more authentic, a lot more of the style that they're looking for. I really like this kind of trellis on the wall there. That's pretty neat. Then going around here, that's really nice. That's really cool. The it definitely looks like a fishing trap. That's really awesome. This is an awesome touch. Like this one here, you could probably just do a straight rope between. You wouldn't even need to use the curved one. This doesn't look as comfortable. It's rough looking wood. I would recommend maybe using the fabric and then seeing if you can use a different material to kind of line the back of it somehow. Like having little wood bars or whatever underneath and behind it. You don't have to, just suggesting. The top part looks fine, it's just this part looks all lumpy and uncomfortable. Just a different wood maybe would even help it out a little bit. You might be right that the ropes don't scale up thick enough. I guess we need to let Rosie know, suggest that. I guess that's the thing, Mello, is even if the ropes don't work, at least giving it a try, or at least having a variation with the rope, so that way we can send it to Rosie and have her check it out for the next workshop and see, oh crap, no, that rope is way too thin, and see what she can do to help us out. Because if we could get a rope material, not just as a prop, but an actual texture or material sort of thing that we could just apply, that would really help us with the you know, those sorts of challenges, and then just get the fine detail with the knots and stuff like that. Yeah, the ropes are a little challenging for sure. Really like it. So going down into here, that plant, you might want to reduce the size on this plant. It kind of collides with the walkway here a little bit, and you can't really get by it very easily. Just a little scale down, or maybe even it's a rotation sort of thing. And over here you've got fishing area. This is really nice. This is definitely a really nice way to resolve this area. The lattice that you had here before it just felt way too delicate. So I really like this ring here. It's very sturdy. I like how you've got these posts kind of holding it up, coming off of the these big old chunks coming out of the water, these big old logs, supports. So that's a really nice. I like the little storage areas there and there. Whatever's being stored in these is definitely things that it doesn't matter if they get kind of wet. Otherwise, the storage would probably either need to be a little bit higher or on some stilts or something, because I can see the waves pass by and kind of just clip through a little bit here and there. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, Cody, do you still have your glass movers, what's it called, workshop in action? I definitely want to check this out. This is Mellow Melon's place, Cody. This is the area, the under fishing area. I see what you mean about the challenge of getting back up. What would make it easier to get back up? Okay, Mellow, I got it. So you see how you've got these logs here just kind of hanging out like this? Post up 2 of them here. Put a couple boards across it so you can kind of walk out to here. And then have a either ropes or scaffolding stairs or something leading up. Or otherwise, if not there, then to maybe go out from this one here, or one of these other points. Just having a couple of these and having a couple planks so you can walk over, walk out, jump up to here, jump up to here, jump up to here, to be able to get out. But I really like it. Have you been working the interior much here? See, there's a weird, interesting break in the stairs there. I don't know if that's intentional or not. Nice, those are those custom lamps. I like that window more than that one. Though, I'm not sure if we should be seeing the plaster in the middle of there, if this should be either matching that wood, or maybe more likely matching this wood, so it's kind of blending with this, kind of going around on the inside, and then that one will kind of counterbalance it. I would almost say use this wood here for this little bottom part there, as well as changing it up so you use this wood up inside the inner part of the frame. It gives it a little bit more of that kind of light dark balance, gives it a little bit more contrast, a little bit more appeal, more depth. Just a suggestion. Trying to keep the plaster here since the cairns. Oh yeah, no. I'm just saying in this little window frame here, it seems like the plaster doesn't quite match. Like you've just kind of tacked on wood on the outside rather than actually fitting the wood to the frame of the window here. Other than that, yeah, definitely leave this area plaster. So are you planning to build this up even higher? I see you've got some stairs that lead up. This is definitely more of a hangout area, but I'm not sure if the Karens actually sleep in the open air or not, or if they still like things a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more contained when they're actually sleeping. It definitely looks like the, right, can the elements actually get through here? No. Everything's sealed from the top down, so it should be dry in this space. That's definitely a nice feature, or at least as dry as it's going to be for, you know, the ocean breeze and spray constantly getting up in everywhere. You can get in there from inside. Cool. That's pretty neat. I like it. I would say, and I'm sure I've said it before, but if I haven't, then I will say it again here. Definitely getting some more reinforcement underneath the tile here, or otherwise, if you can, having the roofs thick enough that you can have wood underneath and tile on top rather than tile the entire way through, because it's kind of weird. Not connected to the roof right now because it's having problems. I see. I see. This is a storage room anyway. I gotcha. Well, that's cool. I like, I'm guessing this is a telescope here? That's pretty cool. Magic telescope. Bought from some sort of gnome. Room below. Observatory. Pretty cool. I really like it. Yeah, I like the ladder. The rope around the pillars, yeah. This is pretty cool. One thing, very, very minor, but it could be a fun addition. Running a beam through or underneath from here to here. So that way it helps reinforce these two that kind of terminate instead of going all the way through. The rest of them go through except for these two in the middle here. So my idea is if you have one that kind of attaches here and then, you know, attaches to these two to help support it, that could be a worthwhile addition. Completely unnecessary. Just putting it out there. Help it make a little bit more of a structured look, I think. Those spars don't actually go through, do they? Whoop. Oh, they do. Well, lovely. Well, wait. If they go through, then there should be some evidence of them on the other side here, like maybe a little chunk hanging out there and a chunk hanging out there. Pretty cool though. I like it. That's nice little latticey box there, or boxy lattice rather. Cool stuff. A lot of really nice stuff going on here. I like the use of the fabric. The draping across here, draping across there. These columns are really, really nice with the little bit of plastic kind of stuck in the middle or whatever that material is. Good stuff here. A lot of good stuff. Some serious improvements. How about this, the water tower? Have you worked on this at all? I see you've got a like a wheel there to let the water drain down. That's pretty cool. That's actually really, really nice. I like that a lot. And it's kind of tucked between the it's tucked in the spars, but unfortunately it got a little bit too close and they're kind of magneting at it. So I guess when you have the time and you feel like it, to just space it out a little bit so there isn't that wonky connection there. Or if you can, increase the size of the rope big enough that you've got the rope kind of concealing. Actually, I wonder if it's big enough. Yeah, the pipe is the water tower, I understand, because it just kind of comes down from that basin up there, which is pretty awesome. Mostly changing the shape of it. Gotcha. The roof was a bit boxy before. Okay. You didn't swap the roof from one to the other, did you? What's as big as the rope goes? I can't see it. You'd have to actually place it, I think. I can't really see it right now. New roofs from the last time? Gotcha. Last roof was a lot more curved? Oh, okay. I remember Rosie had seen a house with a lot of pagoda layers and spikes going all the way up, and they said, no, that's actually a lot more Ixar, and kind of confirming Ixar as a race. But saying definitely not having spikes all the way up, but having a couple of them as accent here and there is completely fine. So not saying to change this at all, just to let everybody know and to keep in mind. This is definitely something that you've got to be reserved with the amount of little accent points that you put down like that. Yeah, you know what? Short of rebuilding the place so that the spars are just a little bit wider, even one voxel wider than they currently are. Oh man, it'd be so much work because I see you've got like this entire pattern here is based on those, and Man, maybe you can make the pipe a little bit thinner. That's the other thing I would suggest. If you can make the pipe just a little bit thinner, it doesn't need to be this giant flood hole that a Karen can damn near crawl into. If you can make it a little bit thinner, you might be able to execute the same thing without having any of this deformation up here. But I really like what you've got going on here, and I know Jeff and Rosie really like what you've got going on here too. You've definitely hit on a lot of the right things with this build, and it is very much the style of a kind of coastal Karen fisherman. And of course you've got like those little spots of roughness and stuff down there, and you know, that's really, really nice. Water tower. Ah, I see you took the spiral out of the water tower. It was nice, but now that you've got the drain pipe down there, it really doesn't make any sense to have it up there anymore. I guess you're just pretty much relying on the rain to fill this basin, because there isn't really any other way up here. Possibly make... Cool. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to make it smaller without any loss of detail. I'm pretty sure 6 voxels is wide enough to be able to have a perfect cylinder, and then the interior space should be at least pretty close to a cylinder. So here's a question then, Mello. If you live here and all the water's drained out from above, how does one actually get back up there to put more water in if you've got, you know, big old buckets of it to put in? Or is it pretty much you've got whatever water you've got there, and if you're out of water, you're kind of SOL? Or if you need to go clean out a bunch of dead birds or something, I don't know. I don't know, it just seems like this place could get kind of nasty if you have no way to be able to clean it. I would almost throw a green light and a couple of little, what's it called, vines in here to make it look like it's starting to algae up a little bit. No way to get back up. Okay. What I would recommend if you want to build a way to get back up, where I'm standing here, extend out the platform just a little bit more to about here, and then build up, it could even be a staircase, or a ladder rather, just leading up. But something just kind of leading maybe to about here, and then starting to go kind of up from there up to the roof, and you could even you know, board it up or whatever to make it even more reinforced, so it doesn't feel like you're gonna fall through the roof tiles getting all the way up there. Cereals. Yeah, that's pretty much my suggestion. Build the platform out this way, and then have it go up one way or another, either a staircase or a ladder, or even just a rope hanging off the edge that you would expect somebody to climb or something. I could see this also just as much being a not like a training ground sort of thing, but like the sort of thing where some sort of a Karen monk ends up being sent for some period of time to go out and live with nature and train a little bit. And one of the things that they have to do is every day go out to where there's a natural ground well, fill up 2 giant buckets, go all the way back, jump across all the platforms, bring it all the way up, dump them in the thing, and they've got to fill it up every single day, and that's pretty much their monk duty while they're out here. Seems like the sort of thing a Karen would do. Feel free to say no to my little RP suggestion there. It's just, that's kind of what I see with this place. It's definitely very secluded. Good stuff. Ha, Pantera. No, they need their tail for balance. Mello, was there anything else you wanted any feedback on, or anything else you wanted to show off with the build? I think we saw everything. Looks good. Sending it off. Oh, good. I'm glad we were able to check everything out here. It's an awesome build, Mello. You're definitely poised to get some exposure and potentially be a finalist here for when the contest comes through in probably a couple of weeks. They did say on the last workshop show that the contest is going to be coming up here pretty soon, so I probably need to get my build on here myself a little bit. That shouldn't be too hard. Alright, thank you, Mellow Melon. What an awesome build. I'm glad we were able to check it out. Just moving right along then, we've got a lot of places to check out. And then a lot more places to check out after that. I think this was the claim to tour. Cody, no, don't scrap the bridge. Keep that bridge around. If I remember correctly, Jeff and Rosie really like it. Definitely don't get rid of that though. You don't have to try to tie anything in with it or keep anything with it from the going into your next build, but keep it around. It's nice. I like it. I think it's really good. I've actually been wondering what you were gonna do with the that giant spar and the ropes up top. If you ever did anything with that, or I think we did check it out. Remio, how's it going? Welcome home, buddy. Oh, I'ma die. It's gonna break, watch. Hey, at least it's right by the spire, so that's not such a big deal. But it isn't giving me the revive option either, so I'll be back. Alright, clicking play, taking my hands off. I'm gonna wait till everything's done loading. We've got one more hour to go here. We're gonna be checking out this build here. We're gonna be heading over to Bad Vikings build. Oh, actually no, he said he was gonna be on hold with that because issues. So we've got a couple more places to check afterward. I definitely want to see Egypt. I definitely want to see what's going on with Cody's platform experimentation. Not touching anything. Just gonna wait. Just gonna wait. Stuff still loading. Stuff still loading. Pull out a weapon. All right. So let's check this fancy place out. I don't believe this was a Karen build, but you know what? We're gonna check it out anyway. I really like that spiky lattice being used for some of the outer gate detail. More of the same, using that outer gate detail. I like this line going all the way around. It's a nice little extra addition. Adds a little bit of flair to things. Tfaleen, that sounds good. So, continuing along here, we've got some narrow hallways going around. Let's get you under the stairs. There's some weapons. Some weapons, some weapons, some weapons. But I'm gonna take one moment here to advertise You can't really see it very well. That's the weapon that I made. It looks mean. Buy it on Player Studio and put it around places. These are nice swords for sure, but as nice as they are, I feel like they're gonna break as soon as one of my weapons hits it. Same with these spears. I don't make thin little dainty elf weapons. I make big, huge, massive freaking ogreish weapons. No, the form and shape of them is definitely really nice. Those weapons are lovely. They just don't seem mean enough. I like my weapons brutal. I like this. I like this being used as the kind of the edge for the stairs, because it is very much just a thin voxel, a thin layer being kind of pasted on there. That's really, really technically a nice touch to do right there. That is awesome. I wish you had more tools to be able to do that more easily. Two hands holding up the globe. That's awesome. I like that a lot. Oh. There's a teleporter between the hands as well. I really like the shape of these hands. They're very well done for you know, the tools that we have available. They're very well formed. Hands are one of the most difficult things to do, by the way. They're hands and faces are probably just as difficult as the rest of the body. So this, you know, to have something of this nice detail and proportionality, that alone is a very lovely artistic feat. Really, really nice. I didn't even notice these spikes on the way up. That's awesome. And you know what, let me take a little step back for a moment so you can actually see the almost like a wooden Stonehenge arch with a couple of chains coming off of it. That's a really awesome gate. Just a lot of nice stuff going on here. Oh, I didn't even notice there's the spikes going on the outside. And something else I didn't notice on the way in was this nice little, whoops, this nice little ribbed kind of detail section. That kind of bone-shaped little thing. Another nice little detail touch there. Man, really great stuff going on here. I like that. It looks like, is that copper and tin? Alternating here. Almost looks like a log cabin-y kind of thing. They're held in place with the these details that we saw on those little columns on the way in. So let's see, what do we have here? Dull hammered copper, dull hammered metal. That must be iron. Yeah, it's pretty nice. These stairs leading down. It's a nice little curve there. I see they did an angle there. Probably the easiest way to resolve that. Getting some work in progress space here. We got some tunnels leading around. Looks like a little natural kind of mining area. I like that. Like something is tunneled their way into the inside of the place. Like a prison-y sort of area or something, or I don't know. I like it though. Not really a prison-y sort of area, just really nice glass. Actually, it almost makes me think more of a cellar. There's just could be a bunch of bottles stored all throughout the area here, which would kill performance because that's a hell of a lot of bottles, but you know, you don't have to fill every slot. So kind of making our way around here. Really nice. I love this rail going around. Very nicely done. I like how you kind of built that up with an angle rather than just going straight at a just one diagonal slope. See some of the hand studies back there. That hand definitely needs to be on Player Studio if it isn't already. That's big time. Another little arch towards the back end here with this little pool. Oh, it's not a pool. It's a walk-in water area because this place is magical. Nice. Like the little planter there. Not a lot of green growing around them though. You might want to water this. I don't know how long these plants have been here and how well they hold up, but maybe just a little bit of water would be a good idea. So, water door. Cool. And then this leads to here. This kind of leads around. What do we have over here? That's neat. That looks like some sort of logo for some, like a clothing company or something. A little desk area. Water Vader. Multi-tiered Water Vader. Cool. And there were a few teleporters here. What about this one? Right. Great. How about this one? Where the hell is this taking me? Where the hell is this one going to take me? Uh-oh. Let me go back. There we go. One more. Yeah, there we go. I'm inside the glass dome. Alright. Pretty cool. Is there a way to really get underneath here? Yeah, there is. Nice. Interesting. I didn't even notice it had that kind of pagoda lift to it. Metal roof. Interesting. Okay. Oh, this is an awfully nice place. Gonna get a shot of the interior just after I check one last thing. Oh no! I can see your thatch from the bottom! That sounds dirty. And I can see your roof tile from the bottom. Really nice. Good use of the master bed thing. what's the location? Pantera. Beowulfs, what about beaches? So Bad Viking said to skip his. I've got one scheduled for next week, but that's an arena. So I believe we're going to Faline's build next. Yeah, this is a really nice place, Kausali. There's a lot of really awesome stuff going on here. Definitely roll it back and watch the review here. See you, Portivar. Alright, let's check this place out. Hands off. Just gonna wait for it to finish loading. Faline, that doesn't even help anymore because it doesn't even give me the respawn option when it happens. Just gonna wait. Just gonna wait. Game is broken if you don't just wait. Just gonna wait. It looks like my regeneration is broken. Nope, there it is. Okay. So first off, this is great. You're not using the entire build, so the area you're not using, you've built up with some road here, and you've just kind of used the natural terrain plus or minus. Kind of looks like the area was flattened off and adjusted a little bit, so that works. A little divot and a little hill here and there to give it a little bit more natural texture, I think would be really nice. Just to make it look like they didn't disrupt the terrain that was already there, because that's one of the things with the Karens, is that they don't really try to break things apart. Drakea, the answer is no, buddy. But tune into Sony Shock's channel at about 7 p.m. today. I think he's going to be going live with Not H1Z1, but another game. But that's besides the point. This is a Landmark show. Landmark and EverQuest Next, technically. So, I really like this, though. I really like it. I like that you've got the trees and stuff around here. Didn't flatten and terraform? Well, you got a really flat area then. My goodness. That is uncannily flat for procedural generation to... Oh, you did flatten. Oh, okay. Sorry, I read that wrong. Whoops. Yeah, just giving it a little bit more bumpiness and divots, and like where there's the trees, maybe just kind of pop them up a little bit to make it look like the tree's been there a little while, and the roots are starting to push up the dirt a little bit. That way it'll look a little bit more natural in the space here, and that'll really accentuate this road here. The land is at least 7 voxels deep. Gotcha. So, still, before we enter, we're just looking at the exterior for right now. I really like a lot of what you've got going on here. It's very interesting. This looks like kind of the proportions. No. Way too tall. Way too tall to be relative proportion. But it's nice. I like your little running Karen there. I like this little pond, pool, spring thingy or whatever. What I would suggest to do here, if you want to make this look a little more awesome, do like a little microvoxel. Oh, thanks for the follow. A little microvoxel spring coming off of here. Just a little water kind of shooting out a little bit, or a little kind of bubbling up a little bit to kind of make it look like there's a natural forming spring here, and it kind of flows off into this larger basin that was formed by the cairns in the area here. Just as a suggestion. Nice chair, couple of those little cushions. Cool. I really like this custom lamp that you've got here. I see you've got the fire pit on top and one of the kind of voxel lanterns in the middle, enclosed in some looks like the horizontal and vertical banded metal. Good stuff. Really clean, really nice. I like this a lot. This here could probably go on Player Studio as an individual item. It's pretty good. Very sweet. I like this one here. It's just kind of sticking up a little bit. It's mostly covered by the dirt. Little plants here and there. Definitely a really nice touch with the different plants around. I would recommend maybe adding 1 or 2 more also to help cut the space. Because you have a lot of open area out here, and I'm not saying that's wrong for a Karen build. It just seems like if there isn't a big surrounding wall, then you would at least need a little bit more plant life and stuff to kind of help populate the area. And to do that, I would recommend some of the plants that have like flies and bugs and butterflies and stuff floating around them. So that way, when you're in the outside here, you know, somebody's coming along, they've been dredging through whatever, fighting stuff along the way, and then they come up, they see the road, they come up here a little bit, and there's this pretty little magical place where butterflies are flying around and nature is happy and in unison with everything. I definitely think that would be a really good touch to, you know, anybody who's even visiting the area here. So that's a lot on the exterior. This is really cool too. I gotta go into first person, I think, to really be able to take it in. The one kind of unfortunate thing for where it's positioned relative to the light right now is that the trees and the building itself and everything are occluding it, so I can't really see it in all of its full nice glory and detail. Fazicus, see you later. Thank you very much for coming through, and we will definitely tour your stuff next week. So definitely be around for that. I like the use of the crescent shapes on here. That's really cool. If you feel like a little bit of extra challenge for a little extra detail, Pauline, getting one of those four-pointed stars down underneath this platform could probably create a nice little visual effect that you look at. I was like, oh hey, there's the Charon star. And you could actually have it kind of underneath this post. Pretty safely, I think. The only area where there might be any conflict is right here. But depending on the size of the star you use and the thickness of it, that might not even be an issue. Minor detail. You can totally ignore that one. And I like these columns holding things up here. It's pretty cool. I like how you've got the light with the dark detail there and the dark with the light detail there. It's a nice little little contrast. Like the idea? Very cool. I like that you've got the blue light in this one. Gives a nice little contrast when you're walking in. I think you've got the blue lights in those ones as well. Looks like you've got more of a yellow or an orange light in those ones, or a white one. So let's actually go in and look at it. So it's raised from the ground. I would imagine you've got little posts, or you'll be adding little posts underneath to further kind of help pop it off the ground here. I see you don't really have a heavy dark stone layer. It just goes straight into the plaster and then up into the wood. That's not by any stretch wrong. However, you might get dinged for height when it comes to the final competition. So if that's something that you're worried about, I would definitely recommend taking where you've got the base here and kind of extending it up even further, even giving a little bit of a kind of a stone lift, like even as far as here, and then starting with these nice stone curved sections leading up into the plaster, starting from about this height. That would even be enough to help kind of give it that that raised up look that I think they're really looking for. And they've also said they don't really prefer the ground floor front door with the Charons, at least if it's not something that, you know, they're going to be accessing the top floor. This might work a little bit better, though I don't necessarily see how you connect to the top floor from down here. Need to finish the bottom floor, you're worried about the height. Yeah, it's from the plaster, from the bottom of the plaster up, that part of the height is great. And let me turn on the claim sizes so I can see how much more you've got here. Not much. You've got enough, though. If you use the rest of the height here, if you use the rest of the height of your claim, and even push it up this, like, 10 to 20 or whatever that you've got here, that would probably be enough to help give it that lift that they're looking for. Jump to those? Okay. Pauline, then, if you're supposed to jump from one to the next, what I would recommend is wherever you want the start point to be, put like a little launcher here that has an endpoint up here, a little launcher there, it has an endpoint up there, a little launcher there, or maybe at this point you don't even need the launcher, you can just manually jump, make your way across, and then climb up the ladder. Because that, you know, if jumping is how someone would get up, that definitely makes sense. And then the other thing I would say to that is maybe have a coil of rope around a wooden post over here or something, kind of representing like a service ladder or something that you would lower down for humans or a less nimble race that wouldn't be able to jump their way up. Not that you're actually going to lower the ladder, just that you've got something that kind of looks like a rope ladder, or even just a coiled rope that somebody up there could lower it down and raise it back up. But I think I like that if the idea is just to have people jumping up, having a little launcher system so they actually, you know, do the jumps to be able to get up, and then having a little coiled rope or something to suggest that somebody can, you know, lower the rope for their human buddy that they want to allow into their home. But yeah, actually, that being the case, I think that's a really good way to resolve, and you really wouldn't need to raise it too much. I still recommend raising it a little bit, just so that way you don't potentially get dinged on the height, and you've, you know, raised it as high as you can get. Or even potentially, if you feel like it, having the actual the indoor area start a little higher. So if the if you have the stone brick going up to about this high, and the door starts about here, you can have the interior kind of raised up like it is right now, and even start a little bit higher still, to further help push it up off the ground, which is something, like I said, they really like that height. They really like the height, and they like the dark plaster light color, and then lighter wood on top, kind of lighter, not lighter color, but weight-wise, structure-wise, lighter up top. So your upper half there is balls on. It is perfect. Your bottom half here, your plaster portion, it's lovely. I'm just worried if, you know, the stone is actually a hard requirement, and trying to make it as absolutely tall as possible, if you would potentially be getting dinged for that or not. Other things. This spar. The spar goes through the building. Do we see it go out this side? Yes. Do we see the spars go out the back side? Yes. No? No. Oh, yeah, no, you gotta poke those out through the other side if you can. Definitely poke this one through. I can understand this one and this one not going all the way through, but this one definitely needs to poke through. This one and this one, I would recommend trying to find some way to help reinforce them a little bit, or give them a little bit of stability, because right now they're pretty long, large chunks of wood that are you know, they're I think adding a lot more weight to that area than they are actually structurally holding it up. So I'm not really sure what the best way to resolve that is, aside from the fabric over here and this kind of walkway and this lantern here. Those spars aren't really actually doing that much. The other thing I would suggest, if you do want to keep them the way they are, which it's fine to do that, definitely do this treatment you've done with the metal to make it look like they're a lot more reinforced. It looks like you've got the riveted metal on the inside and the hammered metal on the outside, so maybe switching it up to the riveted metal to give it more of a consistent look might help it out a little bit. Alright, I really like the fabric and stuff down here. Nice little storage area. I feel like this is the smallest a door could be and still feel comfortable for a Karen to go through. If you feel like redesigning the door at all, just making it 2 voxels wider would probably really help. Going to drape fabric, decided against it. Like draping fabric on the outside here, actually that would be nice. The other thing that you could do with these spars on the left and right, you could make them thinner. They don't necessarily need to be as thick as this one going through the middle here. And you could even make them differentially thinner, one of them slightly more smooth down than the other. So they have differential thicknesses and lengths to them, giving a little bit more of that extra variation. The other thing is you don't actually need to do fabric everywhere. You could actually attach rope across between here and here, here and here, and have a couple more little stars or other things dangling down for a little extra decoration. Or we've seen those wind chimes that looked really nice. So being able to do something like that, attaching the rope back and forth and having some little wind chimey dangly looking things, that could be really great there. Oops, got a little stripe there. I like this candle here. If there's any sort of a plate or a dish you could put underneath it, I would strongly recommend it. As with every other place that I see candle directly on wood, I know what happens when you do that is that you've got a waxy spot on the wood afterward, and I don't know if they would want to have, candle wax dripping down from here to the floor below. So doing something, having something underneath it would really help with that. Hey yo, look at this place. Very nice. Good use of the fabric along with the cushions that already exist. These look mighty comfortable. I just want to flop down on these things right now. I like that double star a lot. That's really, really cool. I could see this double star having another four-pointed star of a different color kind of inlaid behind it. I'm not sure what the voxels would actually look like at that point, but I think it'd be pretty awesome if it could be pulled off. Either way, I really like the double star, that kind of 8-pointed thing going on there. I'm not sure if they would say it's okay for Karens or not, but I don't really care. I think it looks great. Maybe use it for another race then if they don't like it for Karen, but I think it's fine. Voxels didn't want to. It's all good. Have you tried rotating this to see how it looks oriented up and down, instead of kind of at an angle there a little bit? The trees in here, that looks fine because it's in a planter, though a plant this large usually wouldn't be in a planter this small indoors. I think something more like this is maybe a little bit more appropriate, but I kind of think smaller ferns are going to be your best bet rather than a big old tree like this, because this tree, it looks fake. It looks like a plastic tree that was just kind of plopped down. The proportions just don't look right. If it's a tree, it ain't living in that little planter there, not by a long shot. So again, makes it kind of look fake. This looks fine. This still kind of has almost like a fake look to it. Or another variation on this is if you could get the point all the way out to here, so you've got like a wedge here and a wedge here, making kind of a diamond shape, extending it into the full star from what you've got here. However, if there's any other way to mess with this, I'm sure it'd be totally awesome. Good use of the rug here, by the way. I like that. I like that. You could stand to even add a couple more rugs here and there if you wanted to, but I think keeping it kind of minimal for this floor, just the areas where people are actually going to be hanging out, that makes sense. Yeah, larger planters if you're going to have trees. This tree is just kind of free floating on the wood itself, so again, you know, looks kind of fake. It needs some love. This tree going through and actually being something that kind of helps hold it up, that's really cool. If that's something that you intend, that's awesome, and I would definitely recommend to just kind of rework the area, maybe cut a little crescent around the tree, or otherwise build things into it in such a way that it looks like the tree is part of the structure. Woot Master, yes there are. Those are really, really nice, these up here. They look like little, almost like little sails. Like little boat sails. That's really cool. I like these lanterns here. I see you're using the fabric and making these little square sorts of things. You got a rope going through it. Really nice. Those are some pretty nice design things. Wind socks. Ah. Neat. Once again, these should just be on Player Studio. Very nicely done. I really like those lanterns. So, before we move up to the next floor, let's take our time and look at this here. So we've got the, these aren't the same material. No. Look at this. That's darker, I think, than that, actually. Yeah, this area is definitely, or at least the proportion, like there's a lot more light to dark on the curves here than here. These, it's a little bit of light in the middle and a lot more dark. Huh. It totally throws off the look of them. It makes them look like they're two different colors. Is the color fidelity coming through for you folks? Does that look the same for you? Or am I just tripping here? Because they look like different colors to me. I really like this though. Very nice. Very nice little bridge. It's a lot of jute. I used to have a whole lot more claim to use here. Whoops. On game settings, stranger claims off. So we can look at this awesome thing up here. So they look kind of like sails made of water. In particular, the water gives it that kind of shifting look, kind of like fabric that's actually blowing around. So that actually looks really, really nice. It looks like it could catch a gust of wind and start spinning around. This is definitely mimicking the thing that we saw in that very first bit of concept art that we saw, or yeah, I guess it was the concept art that we saw for the style guide. I really like the star with the point up there. That's really nice. Some sort of weird polygon was messing up there. Jute, yeah, jute is the new burled wood, exactly. Good use of the planks here. Good stuff. Really nice. Definitely looks like a place that a Karen's gonna hang out and kinda just look off in the distance for a while. Or read a book up there or something. I really like the way that you've done the woodwork and the detail with this lattice here. You've thrown the lattice in the middle to kind of fill in the space there. You've got this custom lattice going on here. It looks really, really nice. Looks like that's the offset voxels. Using that double star, that looks really great there, I think. I don't know why there's the artifacting there, and that really is painful because it looks great, and it's messing up those connections so much. I don't know what you'd be able to do about that very easily. Well, Remio, do Karens have a hand with little claws coming off of them, or do they have a fuzzy cat paw with an opposable thumb, where the claws kind of come out from between the fuzzy soft pads? Because that definitely is a big determining factor on how well they can, read a book. So this is just a little kind of chilling area. We got the hookah here. We've got the little hangout spot. Got the rug there. Once again, gotta get some dishes and stuff underneath your candles. Otherwise, there's just gonna be wax everywhere. And also, fake plant syndrome. Definitely, a smaller plant in a planter is going to have a lot better effect, I think, than a large plant sitting there looking like it was, purchased at a store that makes plastic trees. Sorry. So as we get to the top floor, there's one thing that starts to break off that we didn't have issues with on the lower floors. It feels like the roof is too heavy for what's supporting it. This post, that's it. There's just those 4 posts going around. There's nothing else helping to keep it up, and I think these posts are definitely a little bit too light, too thin for what it's holding up. These especially, these stars hanging down here, give it a great sense of weight, like physically pulling down from the top there. So when we finally get up to this floor, it looks very unyieldy, unbalanced for the weight and size of the roof relative to what's actually holding it up. So I definitely recommend finding some way to get more reinforcement. Either some more columns going up the middle, or making these much thicker somehow. Do these go all the way through? No. Okay, and that's another thing. So, alright. So as we move up, everything looks very well structured getting up to here. Zupakaduva, how's it going? A combination of thicker ones, but then the other thing is these columns here, where I look at them, they're actually really not reinforced from below at all. So when somebody gets up to here and looks down and realizes, wait a minute, those roofs are being held up basically on these planks here. It definitely really throws off the weight of everything and makes it feel a lot thinner and lighter really than it should be for something that's going to be structurally reinforcing the place. So let me think about what could be done to help reinforce that. Okay. Would you be willing to put a spar through the building here and over here, going all the way through? And the reason for those 2 spars, not only to add a little bit more places for lamps and decorations to be hanging off the outside, but then you have those spars helping to reinforce underneath the columns that are holding up the roof. And in doing that, you can then thicken up the columns themselves to give it a lot more strength and structure, so these four columns that are holding up the roof will be thick enough that they actually look like they can hold it up, rather than right now it seems like there's a little bit of a weight incongruity from the basically down to the plaster when you finally get up to this wood area here. I definitely recommend putting spars through, you know, just below the floor where these columns are at here, to help give it a little bit more structure. And like I said, it gives you more opportunities to kind of stick stuff through, and also it gives you more of an opportunity to add a little bit more asymmetry. This place is beautiful, but it's got definitely a lot of symmetry from one side to the other. So just using that and the these wood boards, these wood beams going around, as the way to give it that asymmetry. Definitely a nice touch, definitely a big deal for this place. I don't know if this is intentional or not either. You've got the roof tile just on the corners. That looks interesting, but it definitely doesn't look functional. I can't really think of where I would see roof tiles only under the corners, unless my materials are messed up, which I haven't seen that bug in a while, but let's see. Thank you for the follow, and I hope everyone appreciates the Wilhelm scream. That's my new follower sound. No, that's the material. If you can put like a diagonal wood or something here, or use a combination of diagonals, just like the look. It's interesting, but I don't. It feels really incongruent from what's kind of leading into them. I can't really think of where I would see just the corners being done like that. And then the other thing, of course, as I've been saying the entire day here, you're not really supposed to be able to see the roof tiles from below as much. Zupakaduva, we have no idea when this is going to hit open beta, but I will say open beta is basically the soft launch for the game, so you know, be around for that. And basically the only difference between that and live is some features they still want to complete and get nice and tidy. But anyway, I didn't finish looking at the actual the decor up here. So we've got a couple chairs, some tables, a couple mushrooms, beef roast, looks like some sliced bread. Using the starfish as a platter, I guess. That's kind of funny. I like that. That's succulent there. I like that. Hookah just hanging out. A little breadboard. Top room is more for storage. Yeah. I see. And that's another place where having a little jumper to help the person get up would be really nice, and a little section of rope to suggest somebody could climb up there potentially if they needed to. Yeah, Zupaka, we've actually been playing since Alpha. We've been playing since I think the very end of January is when Alpha began. So that's how long we've been playing. Really nice. All right, Pauline. One last thing, other than, of course, I can see more of the roof tile here. So I definitely recommend doing something to help reinforce those a little bit. This area right here, the roof, when you look up, it's got a strength and a weakness to it. The weakness is that when it rains, water just comes straight through. It's messing up your books, it's messing up your rugs, it's putting out your candles, it's pushing things around, it's getting your fabric all soggy and sopping wet. But on the plus side, it does let a lot of light through, and that is definitely a plus. So, I'm not 100% sure what the solution is here, because it looks nice like this, but at the same time, while it lets the light through, that means it also lets rain through, and this doesn't look like a structure where rain is designed to be just going all through the entire place. So definitely consider what you want to do if you want to kind of redesign a little bit of the stuff to give it some way to kind of direct the water away, flow elsewhere, or just sealing it over or something. An overhang. Yeah, catchy, but the thing is, there's only about another 20 voxels of height left on this place, so adding another layer would mean that you're really not going to be able to add more to the depth from below here. And as we were saying earlier, there might be some issue with how tall this is and how removed it is from the ground, or not removed from the ground, because it seems like they really like having the care and stuff raised up on darker brick first before getting into the plaster and then the wood on top. But this has been a lot of fun to tour. This is a really, really nice build. You have pretty much a winner here. I would say I like this a lot. Can add another claim on it. Might not be a bad idea. No, I'm trying too hard to get the sun in there. I can't really represent everything I want, rather, and get the sun. So, I'd rather err on the side of representing everything that I want. Yeah, this is definitely smells like a winner here. Alright. Balomero, are you here, buddy? Congrats, Balomero. So, you're looking to get a glass mover then? Cool deal. What is it? Oh, I need to get those coordinates in. -473 1239 144. Alright, sending it off. That is the end of the show here. Thank you all for coming. I really, really appreciate it. And we are going to be going to Evercast show. Balomero, congrats. Yeah, this place is awesome. Alright. head there. Go, 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 everybody. Alright. Cool deal. See y'all later.